But if Iris gets siege mode, that's gonna play to his disadvantage in just a moment here, because then he won't be able to push out and really do anything very quickly. It'll play into Iris's hands. Um, the thing, basically, this game is balanced pretty closely right now. Both players are just absolutely microing their butts off to save their own hides. Iris has pushed back. He's now at a bit of an advantage. But if his push doesn't... Okay, it looks like he is switching to getting a command center. He's going to try and expand here. I was going to say that if he didn't win soon, then Jangbi was going to have too much of an economy over him, and it was going to be too much for him in the long-term game. Jangbi does have a lot more economy, so it is a pretty significant thing to know. It's got a lot of probes. Aside from just having that second Nexus, he also has a ton of probes, and so he's in a really good position. Iris is going to get his second command center up pretty soon here, but Jangbi's been pumping probes out of that second Nexus for a little while there, so he's got a lot more probes going on. It looks like he's even going to go and set up his third Nexus, try and make use of some of those probes. I think that's probably a good idea, because he's got a lot of saturation, so he can use those extra probes pretty easily. And it looks like Iris has decided he doesn't want to get hit by a counter push, and so he's actually going to set up a little defensive posture here instead. And I think that is probably the best way to go, since he is expanding, so he wasn't pushing out as many troops. Basically, he was doing this two-factory thing. It looked like he was trying to use that two-factory push to finish off Jangbi, but once he saw that didn't work, he probably knew there was some tech coming. He probably knew that Reaver was coming out pretty soon, so he abandoned that push, and I think that was the smart thing to do. One of the things in StarCraft, man, you gotta know how to quit when you're ahead, and that's like one of the biggest noob things that people do when they're noobs, is they don't quit when they're ahead, or rather they don't quit when they realize they're getting behind. They'll still keep pushing in and end up just wasting things, and I'm not sure what that Reaver's doing over there. Maybe he's trying to hide it from scouting scans or something like that. Who knows? But it's going to get loaded up in that shuttle now, and so we're going to be in for some harassment action. Although it looks like Iris is pretty well set up against this. Oh, shuttle speed! Very nice. This is going to be fun. I love shuttle speed. For some reason, there's just shuttles moving quickly really is exciting for me. I'm not sure why, but there's mines in a lot of places. Okay, he's bypassed the mines, but now he's gotten way back there, somehow managing to get... Oh my gosh! Oh, what is that? Oh, that Scarab looks like he's going to be a dud. Oh man, Iris planning down mines to try and finish this off here. That Zealot is going to go down, but it did its job. Nice! A few SCVs getting taken out there by that Scarab, and coming back, Iris takes out a couple probes, but Jangbi is just too well defended there. Iris, man, he had a really, really strong defense set up, but Jangbi just found that little hole in his defense, stabbed his speed shuttle right through it, and drew a little bit of blood there. And it's not going to hurt Iris in the long run, but you know, it's every little bit can count in StarCraft. You know, a little bit adds up. The little bits add up, and that's how you win a game in the long term, especially on you know, a macro type game like this. This map usually ends up being more macro type games. So yeah, so those little bits do add up. Let's see. Very smart of Jangbi's playing very intelligent here, setting up his pylon walls, things like that. Iris also playing intelligently. Looks like that third base is going to have to get canceled though, and that's gonna hurt him. It's too bad. Usually Terrans will move their tanks up and set up their defensive perimeter before they set up the command center. And whoa, oh no, Iris sieging a little bit too late, getting hit by those Dragoons, and now the Reaver coming in here and completely wiping the floor with those tanks. No vultures to speak of in the area to help out, and those tanks just get absolutely slaughtered. That was really, really... Oh, luckily for Iris, one of the Reavers gets taken out by that tank, and second tank's going to get taken out by the Reaver as well, though, so things going... This is turning into a crazy game here. A little bit of harassment going on, but Jangbi has left those few Dragoons back there. He doesn't have a forge up yet, so he can't just put a couple cannons to protect those probes. So he has to leave a few Dragoons back there, and I think that is probably... I mean, that paid off completely, since he would have lost a ton of probes if he hadn't done that. But, man, that was a crazy battle. I think Iris, he just went in too far before sieging, and so he didn't really make use of the siege range, and his tanks just got slaughtered. But, of course, the main problem with that push was that, well, I don't know if you call it a push. Usually people use the term push to indicate when players like moving out to try and make an attack or something like that. And that turret is not up yet, so the shuttle can fly around all at once. Scarab does not go off. Scarab finally goes off. No, Scarab's still not going off. And finally Scarab goes off, taking out that tank. But I don't think Iris has enough tanks anyway, so it's not going to be to make too big of a difference. Wow, Jangbi has massed up a lot of forces, and just from having lost all those tanks, Iris is just in a horrible position. He doesn't have Goliath around to deal with that shuttle. Finally, the shuttle manages to, I think it went, yeah, it looked like it went down to a turret, but there's just nothing Iris can do. Yeah, Iris forced to GG. He just moved his tanks in a little bit too quickly there. They got caught off guard, and the Reavers just picked apart those tanks, and that meant so that when Jangbi just went in there towards the end, Iris had no forces to speak of to deal with that. So Khan is up 1-0. See you game 2.